you. So, make sure you have your trivia sheets, or if you don't have one of our sheets, make sure you have a pen and paper handy. We're going to get started with round number 1, our toss-up category, which is also no category at all. Just a bunch of random trivia questions. So, we're going to get you started with question number 1. Are you ready? Here we go. Question number 1. When someone says to put your car in N, what does the N stand for? What does the N stand for when someone says to put your car in N? That is question number 1. All right, that wasn't too bad to start. It's moving right along here, folks, to question number 2. Question 2, according to the video game series, what kind of creature is Sonic? Question 2, according to the video game series, what kind of creature is Sonic? That is question number 2. All right, folks, moving on to question 3. Question number 3. A bit of a math question for you here. It's not too bad, though. Not too bad. Number 3, how many hours are there in 7 days? How many hours are there in 7 days? Now, folks, I don't need to remind you that although I can't see you, we ask that you use the utmost integrity and do not use any devices to look anything up. No phones, no iPads, no computers, no nothing. Please don't do that. Don't be that person. That's no fun. So, that includes no calculators. So, for that question, please do not use a calculator. You have to do the math by hand. Miranda is pointing out to me that our cat Stan is fast asleep in the background here. Well, during the questions that you don't like, just look at Stan. He'll make you feel better. All right, folks, moving on to question number 4. Question 4. The capital of Greece is named after which goddess? The capital of Greece is named after which goddess? That is question number 4. As I mentioned at the beginning of the night, folks, tonight we are raising money for the Joseph Brant Hospital Foundation. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented challenges to Joseph Brant Hospital and hospitals across the country, so we're doing the best we can to try to help out as we can here. So, all right, moving right along. Question number 5, I got a food question for you, one of my favorite categories. Number 5, a calzone is a folded version of what food? A calzone is a folded version of what food? Now, some people might say, oh, no, it's not. No, yes, it is. Come on now. A calzone is a folded version of what food? That is question number 5. All right, folks, moving right along to question number 6. Number 6, what company manufactures the Model 3 and X? I'm not giving too much information there. I don't want to elaborate too much on that. What company manufactures the Model 3 and X? That is question number 6. All right, folks, quick reminder that the donation page is in the link to the donation page, I should say, is in the YouTube comments. So scroll up there if you haven't already. Miranda's going to keep posting it throughout the night. Like I said tonight, if you're not able to make a donation, that is A-okay, but we're asking that if you are in a comfortable enough position to do so, it would really help a lot of people out. So thank you very much. All right. So here we go, folks. Moving right along to question number 7. Now we're going to crank things up a little bit. So question number 7, what U.S. state ranks fourth alphabetically? What U.S. state ranks fourth alphabetically? That is question 7. Once again, folks, question number 7. What U.S. state ranks fourth alphabetically? Don't forget that at the end of each of these rounds, we're going to give you some time to think about them, talk about these questions with your team. So if we're moving a little quickly, just so you know, we're going to give you lots of time to think about the answers going forward. How the game works tonight, if you weren't attending our last one, we're going to ask all the questions, and then at the very end, we're going to go over the answers and mark. And then that's how we're going to find out who the big winners are. Tonight's grand prize, I believe, is a gift card, a 407 gift card, which is going to be very, very handy once everything opens back up and lots of people are going to be on the highway. So the 407 gift card, very handy, and along with a t-shirt for each team member. So good stuff. All right, folks, moving on to question number 8. Number 8. In what year? Sometimes, if you've been to one of my trivias before, I'll give you a leeway, a year. This time, you got to be exact. You got to have the year exactly on. In what year was the first Harry Potter novel published? In what year was the first Harry Potter novel published? That is question 8. Folks, if you are having any sort of technical difficulties, please put them in the chat box, and Miranda here will do her very, very best to help fix those problems. Oh, okay. So, looks like Walter's joined us here. This is our other cat. So now we have both cats here. Last time we had the cats upstairs, and they were not happy about it, so we decided to leave them down this time, and I think they're pretty happy about it this time, so they get to say hello to everybody. All right, folks, moving right along to question number 9. Number 9. In which Italian city is Michelangelo's famous statue of David? In which Italian city would you find Michelangelo's famous statue of David? That is question number 9. Did you get that one, Walter? I think he did. No? You don't think so? Miranda doesn't think so. Anyway. One more time, folks. Number 9. In which Italian city is Michelangelo's famous statue of David? I will also mention, folks, at the break after our first round, which is one more question, we're going to go back to that screen that you saw before, which will have the donation page and everything, but it will also have all our questions cycling through. So you'll be able to find out if you missed one of the questions. They'll be posted on the screen for you to see. All right, folks, your last question. Question number 10, your last question for round number 1. Here we go. What celebrity name is Peter Hernandez better known? What celebrity name is Peter Hernandez better known as? Peter Hernandez. I'll say that name again. Peter Hernandez is better known as what celebrity name? That's question number 10, folks, and your last question for round number 1. Once again, Miranda, we're going to have all the questions going through. It's cycling through in the next little bit here, so you hopefully won't miss any at all. All right, folks, if you haven't already, make sure to click the link to that donation page and start to give. We're doing pretty good so far. Currently, we're at $650, and I think we can do a little bit more than that. So keep on going there, folks. Keep on during the break is a perfect time. All right, we'll see you back in just a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with round number two. Round number two tonight is an academic round. So a couple trickier questions for some folks, but maybe easier ones for some others. So here we go, folks. Question number two, or round number two, I should say. Your first 5 questions will all be science questions. I hope that's a good thing for some people. I would imagine so. Hopefully some of our hospital staff that are playing along will have a good time with the science questions. We'll have to see. So here we go, folks. Science question number 1. Plants use photosynthesis to make their own what? Plants use photosynthesis to make their own what? That's question number 1. Once again, folks, question number 1. Plants use photosynthesis to make their own what? All right, moving right along to number 2 here. Number 2, which organ removes excess water from the blood in human beings? Which organ removes excess water from the blood in human beings? That is question number 2. It's interesting to note that as our healthcare system continues to adapt and evolve to keep our community healthy and safe, Joseph Brant Hospital has never needed your support more. Critical funds are required to support the delivery of healthcare in this new normal. I know that it's a very sad thought, but it's very true. It's something that one of the reasons today that we thought it's so important to kind of address it right now and do the best we can and kind of come together. All right, folks, we're moving right along. Question number 3 for science questions here. Number 3. Which part of the atom has no electric charge? Which part of the atom has no electric charge? That is question 3. One more time, folks. Which part of the atom has no electric charge? Moving right along to question number 4. I think some of our medical staff will know this one. Number 4, in the medical field, what do the letters E, C, G stand for? What do the letters E, C, G stand for? That is question 4. E, C, G. So, folks, having a look at our donation poll so far, we have $710 raised. That's pretty good, but I think we can keep going even more so. So if you haven't already, make sure to click on over in the YouTube links to the donation page so you can make a donation as well to the COVID-19 Support Fund at the Joseph Brant Hospital. All right, moving right along. Here we go, folks. Question 5, your last science question here. Number 5. What T word is the name for the largest moon of Saturn? What T word is the name for the largest moon of Saturn? That is question number 5. That's also your last science question. I think some people will be quite happy about that one. But the next round, we're going to go to another academic round, folks. This is going to be history. The next 5 questions are history questions. I can hear your groans from here. But anyway, here we go. Question number 6. We'll start with an easy one. Number 6. Who invented the telephone? Who invented the telephone? That's question number 6. I don't know how these cats are sound asleep during all this, but apparently they are, so you can enjoy that, folks. You know, you can kind of see them for a minute. Oh boy. Question number 7, folks, another year question. In what year was Canadian Confederation? In what year was Canadian Confederation? That's question 7. All right, moving right along to question number 8. Question number 8. The first fireworks were invented in the 7th century. In what country? The first fireworks were invented in the 7th century. By which country? That's question number 8. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Brand Hospital wants me to remind you that all donations of $20 or more will be eligible for an electronic tax receipt. So that's always a good thing. So make sure to give if you can, folks, by once again visiting the comment on the YouTube comments page. All right, here we go. Question number 9. The Wright brothers built and flew the first successful airplane. The Wright brothers built and flew the first successful airplane. What were their first names? I need both. You got to get both for the correct response here, folks. Both for the point. What were their first names of the Wright brothers? Yeah, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one for sure. All right, folks. Once again, this will be the last question for round 2. Once again, there will be a bit of a break. All the questions for round number 2 will cycle on the screen. So if you missed any, you'll be able to catch up there. All right, here we go. Question number 10. As of July 22nd, 2016, what piece of technology was manufactured for the final time? As of July 22nd, 2016, what piece of, I'll even give this a little more. What piece of entertainment technology was manufactured for the final time? One more time, folks. As of July 22nd, 2016, what piece of entertainment technology was manufactured for the final time? That's question number 10, folks, and that's it for round number 2. So we're going to give you a bit of a break here. Once again, if you haven't already, make sure to visit the donation page and give what you can. We're going to give you some time here to kind of get caught up with your teams, and we'll see you back in a few minutes for round 3. And we are back, folks, with round number 3. A quick update. I just checked the website, and we are at $785 raised. That's pretty good, but I think we can keep on going. All right. So round number 3, folks. Your first 5 questions by special request. This is sports. Sports is the round. Quite divisive. Some people love this. Some people hate this. I hope you're one of the people that likes it. Here we go. Number 1. In what sport do you sweep the ice? In what sport do you sweep the ice? That is question number 1. All right, that's not too bad. That's pretty easy. Let's keep going. Number 2. What NHL team plays in Nashville? What NHL team plays in Nashville? That is question number 2. This next question is for someone very specific. They will know who they are. But we often do take requests, so if you haven't already, folks, make sure to like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Jeff and Miranda's Trivia Nights, so you too can make a request. But here we go. Question number 3. What former WWE wrestler was nicknamed the Great One? What former WWE wrestler is nicknamed the Great One? That is question number 3. Once again, folks, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented challenges to Joseph Brant Hospital. They are asking tonight, reaching out to the public to do everything they can to help. I know I actually work in healthcare myself, and I know how difficult a time this is. And as things are starting to slowly open up, people, just in general, tend not to remember that things have not gotten any easier for the people in healthcare. Things have arguably gotten more difficult as the days go on. So if you can, we like I said, we are very passionate about this here, Miranda and myself. So if you can, please make a donation to the page in the link provided. All right, folks, moving right along here. Number 4, in what type of race competition do you not cross the finish line? In what type of race competition do you not cross the finish line? That is question number 4. I'm going to read that one more time. In what type of race competition do you not cross the finish line? It's number 4. And number 5, folks, your last sports question here for you. Number 5, from the years 1965 to 1973. I'll say that again. From 1965 to 1973, Dick Butkus played professional football as a linebacker for which NFL team? Very famous Hall of Fame player. From 1965 to 1973, Dick Butkus played professional football as a linebacker for which NFL team? That's number 5, folks, and your last sports question, which I'm sure some people are very excited about. All right, moving to your second half of round number 3, my personal favorite round. This is music trivia. Now, you know that normally with the Jeff and Miranda's Trivia Nights, there is a Name That Tune component, but for YouTube reasons and streaming reasons, unfortunately, we can't play any music, but I can ask you some questions about music. So, number 6. What popular doll did Aqua sing about in the year 1997? What popular doll did the band Aqua sing about in 1997? That is question number 6. Oh no, that song's gonna be stuck in my head now for the rest of. Oh, sometimes I don't know why I ask these questions. Oh boy, here we go. Question number 7. Number 7. How many members were there in the 90s and 2000s boy band NSYNC? How many members were there of NSYNC? You don't have to name them all, don't worry, but how many were there? That is question number 7. Very exciting news, folks. I just checked the donation page, and we are at over $1,000. That's amazing. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Your kindness is so appreciated by everyone, by not only Miranda and myself, but by the entire Joseph Brant Hospital Foundation. All right, here we go. Question number 8. Number 8. What 1970s band consisted of a chief, a police officer, a cowboy, and a construction worker? What 1970s band consisted of a chief, a police officer, a cowboy, and a construction worker? That is number 8. Lots of hits from that band. Not just a one-hit wonder, they have quite a few. All right, folks, number 9, one of my favorite questions. It's my dad's least favorite question. This is a poetic line reading. What that means is I'm going to read you a lyric from a very famous song, but I'm not going to sing it. I'm going to read it to you in a very dramatic way. What I need from you is to tell me the title and artist of that song. For full points, you need to have the title and artist, not just one or the other. So, here we go. Here's the line. What song does it come from? Here we go. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. I'm going to read that again to you. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. What song, title, and artist does that line come from? I'll say it one more time. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. That is number 9. And question 10, folks, on purpose, is a bit of a vague question. So, I'm not going to give too much descriptor. I think it's in general. If you get it, you're going to get it. If you don't, you might, well, you probably won't. But we're going to do the best here. Question number 10. In terms of music, which is the odd one out? Plus, minus, times, divide. In terms of music, which is the odd one out? Plus, minus, times, divide. That is question number 10, folks, and your last question for round number 3. Once again, all the questions will be cycling through during our little break here. We're going to see you back in a few minutes. If you haven't already, make sure to make your donation to the donation page. Yeah, we'll give you a few minutes here, and we'll be back for round number 4 shortly. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get you to round number 4. Round number 4 is our TV and movie round. So the first 5 questions tonight will be all TV show related. So here we go. Question number 1. On what TV show would you hear the catchphrase, "The tribe has spoken"? On what TV show would you hear the catchphrase, "The tribe has spoken"? That is question 1. For those on Cat Watch, Stan is awoken and is now very much stretched out, and he's almost falling asleep again, and Walter is still sound asleep. All right, here we go, folks. Number 2, question number 2. On the Flintstones, what is the name of Barney and Betty's incredibly strong child? On the Flintstones, what is the name of Barney and Betty's incredibly strong child? That is question 2. Folks, moving right along to question 3. Number 3. Once again, you can't look it up. You can't look at a picture. You can't do anything. Just got to think in your head. Number 3. What color are Bart Simpson's shorts? What color are Bart Simpson's shorts? Early seasons, he always says, "Eat my shorts," but what color were they? That is question 3. Just taking a look at our donation page now, folks. We are once again, we are still over $1,000, just over. We're actually at $1,010 right now. So once again, I'm just going to ask, if you can, if you feel comfortable, if you are at that place where you can make a donation, it would make a huge difference to a lot of people. All right, here we go. Question number 4. Tina Fey created which popular satirical sitcom television series that aired from 2006 to 2013? Tina Fey created which popular satirical sitcom television series that aired from 2006 to 2013? That is question 4. And question 5, folks, I'm going to ask you to be very specific. Now, the reason I'm saying this beforehand, if you get the actual answer, you get the point. But if you give the answer that most people are going to give, you'll know what I mean in a second. Then you will only give half a point. You need the fully correct answer to get the full point. Question number 5. In what 1980s television show had a theme song that popularized the phrase "Skinamarink"? What 1980s television show had a theme song that popularized the phrase "Skinamarink"? That is number 5. And if you know the song, I guarantee everyone's singing it over their Zoom calls right now. Skinamarink is the word. What TV show? Once again, we need the name of the show. If you can only name maybe the people that were on the show, that is half a point. All right, folks. Moving to your second half of round 4. This is movie trivia. Movie trivia. So here we go. Question number 6. In which city is the 2016 film La La Land set? In which city is the 2016 film La La Land set? That is question 6. So once again, folks, going back to the donations just for a moment, if you make a donation that is $20 or more, you will receive an electronic tax receipt from the Joseph Brant Hospital. So that's quite a good thing in general. Your donation will support the hospital as they continue to respond to COVID-19 and provide industry-leading care. All right, moving right along, folks, to question number 7 here. Number 7, what animated comedy stars a bad-tempered bird named Red? What animated comedy stars a bad-tempered bird named Red? That is question 7. Yeah, Stan's falling back asleep for people on Cat Watch. All right, moving on to question number 8, folks. You know the line. Do you know where it's from? Question number 8, what is the name of the movie that has the very famous line, "You can't handle the truth"? What is the name of the movie that has the famous line, "You can't handle the truth"? That is question 8. Question number 9 here, folks. Number 9. Chunk was a character in which 1985 movie about a group of young misfits looking for lost treasure? Chunk was a character in which 1985 movie about a group of young misfits looking for lost treasure? That is question number 9. Once again, folks, after the next question, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, so you can confer with your teams about those the last round's questions. Round number 5 is actually our final round, so stay tuned. All right, here we go. Question number 10. What is the worldwide highest-grossing G-rated movie of all time? What is the worldwide highest-grossing G-rated movie of all time? No, we're not adjusting for inflation, none of that stuff, like literally just the most amount of money. What is the worldwide highest-grossing G-rated movie of all time? That is question number 10, folks, and your last question for round number 4. So once again, we're going to give you a bit of a break here. We're going to come back in just a few minutes with your final round, a couple special questions. All right, stay tuned, folks. We'll see you in a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for round 5. Round 5 tonight is a special round. This is the Name 5 round, the Name 5 Things round. So, if you joined us last time, you know how this works. I'm going to ask you 3 different Name 5 questions. What that means is I'm going to ask you a question that has 5 answers. So, on your sheet, I'm going to ask you to please write 5 answers and only 5 answers. A couple of these questions are name 5 out of a possible 20-something things, but if you just try to name more than 5, that doesn't count. So I'm trusting you to use your best judgment and only pick 5 things. So here we go. How this works is I'm going to ask a question, then we're actually going to go right to a break. So we're going to give you some time to chat with your group about it. It's a little trickier. It's a bit of a shorter break, but that's what we're going to do. So here we go. Your first Name 5 question. What are the first 5 words that represent letters in the International Radio or NATO alphabet? So for example, if you don't know what that means, the word not, N-O-T, would be November Oscar Tango. November Oscar Tango. So, what are the first 5 words that represent letters in the International Radio or NATO alphabet? I'm going to give you some time. All right, folks, it's time for your second Name 5 question. But before we get there, I'm going to say this one a couple times tonight, too. After we're done and you have marked your sheet and everything is all set, we're going to ask you to either scan or take a picture and send your team name and your score to us. So that can be through any one of our social media accounts, through Instagram or Facebook, but preferably just to my email. So the email, Miranda will be posting it. It's jeff@hostwantedproductions.com. So, once again, we're going to ask you to send your scores and your team name. You need to give us both to jeff@hostwantedproductions.com. I'm going to say that again a couple more times as we get through the ending here, but your second Name 5 question. In 2007, the American Film Institute, or AFI, made their list of the top 100 greatest films of all time. Name 5 movies, not from just that list, but name 5 movies that were released in the 1970s that made that list. There are 22 options. Once again, you can only pick 5. 5 is the limit. In 2007, the American Film Institute made their list of the top 100 greatest films of all time. Name 5 movies released in the 1970s that made this list. All right, folks, we're going to give you some time with those. All right, folks, it is time for your final question of the evening, and arguably this is the most difficult one yet. So, what I need you to do, name 5 of the top 15 most Google searched people by Canadians in 2019. I know it's tricky to think of a time before 2020, but we're thinking just 2019. Name 5 out of the top 15 most Google searched people by Canadians in 2019. The people do not need to be Canadian. They were just searched by Canadians. Now, before you start, this is a bit of a difficult question, so I'm actually going to give you quite a hint. So the hint, listen carefully. On this list, there are 2 musicians, 4 people who died, 5 people that have something to do with sports, 1 politician, 4 actors, and 7 or 8 people who did something bad. As you can tell by the numbers, some people fall into multiple categories there. So I'm going to say that one more time. There are 2 musicians, 4 people who died, 5 people that have something to do with sports, 1 politician, 4 actors, and 7 or 8 people who did something bad. Some fall into multiple categories. So folks, name 5 out of the top 15 most Google searched people by Canadians in 2019. We're going to give you some time with that one. All right, folks. So, this is your official 2-minute warning. In the next 2 minutes, 2 minutes after we sign off here in a second, we're gonna be taking everything up and marking your sheets. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make sure your entire sheets, you have no questions left unanswered. Do the best you can with the rest of your team. Confer about all the questions of the night. And we will see you back in 2 minutes to mark. All right, folks, we are back, and I hope you're ready to mark because we're going to go over those last, well, we're going to go through all the questions that I've asked tonight and what their answers are. So, for each correct response, please give yourself 1 point. We are doing a lot here. We're trusting you to please mark your own fairly, and once again, use your best judgment. If you have any specific marking questions, make sure to let us know in the YouTube comments so we can, and Miranda here will do her best to answer them. So here we go, 1 point per correct response. Here we go, round one, question 1. When somebody says to put your car in N stands for neutral. Number 2, according to the video game series, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I apologize, folks, the cats have just taken over here, but anyway. Number 3, how many hours are there in 7 days? There are 168. Number 4, the capital of Greece is named after Athena. Number 5, a calzone is a folded version of a pizza. Number 6, who manufactures the Model 3 and Model X? That is Tesla. Number 7, what U.S. state ranks 4th alphabetically? That would be Arkansas. Number 8, in what year was the first Harry Potter novel published? That was way back in 1997. Number 9, in which Italian city is Michelangelo's famous statue of David? That would be Florence. Florence is the correct answer there. Bit of a trickier one. And number 10, folks, what celebrity name is Peter Hernandez better known? That would be Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars' real name is Peter Hernandez. All right, folks, moving around. Number 2. Question 1. Plants use photosynthesis to create food. That's pretty much the extent of what we're looking for. Don't go too much in detail, but food is what we're looking for. Number 2. What organ removes excess water from the blood? That would be kidney. The kidney. Number 3. Which part of the atom has no electric charge? That would be neutron. Neutron. Number 4, in the medical field, an ECG is an electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. Spelling doesn't count, don't worry, it's all good. And number 5, folks, what T word is the name for the largest moon of Saturn? That would be Titan. Titan. That's number 5. On to number 6. Who invented the telephone? Of course, Alexander Graham Bell. I'm pretty sure everybody got that one right. Number 7. In what year was Canadian Confederation? That was 1867. Number 8. The first fireworks were invented in China. Number 9. The Wright Brothers built the first successful airplane. Their first names were Orville and Wilbur. You need to get both Orville and Wilbur correct for the points. And number 10, folks, as of July 22nd, 2016, the piece of entertainment technology that was manufactured for the final time was the VCR. The VCR. Moving on to sports. Number 1, you sweep the ice in curling. Number 2, it's the Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators. Number 3, the great one is better known as The Rock. The Rock. Number 4, the type of race you do not cross the finish line. That would be swimming. In swimming, you touch the finish, not cross it. Number 5, from 1965 to 1973, Dick Butkus played professional football as a linebacker for the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears. I'm resisting all urges to do a Chris Farley impression. But anyway, moving on to number 6. What popular doll did Aqua sing about in 1997? That would be Barbie. Barbie. Number 7. The members of the 90s and 2000s boy band NSYNC, there were 5 members, 1 for each letter in NSYNC. Number 8, the 1970s band that we were talking about was the Village People. The Village People. Number 9, we are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. That song, folks, you need both the title and artist for the point. That song is called Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar. Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar. And number 10, folks, in terms of music, which is the odd one out? Plus, minus, times, divide. Correct answer, folks, is minus. Minus. The rest are all the names of Ed Sheeran's albums. Plus, minus, times, divide. Minus is not an Ed Sheeran album, so that's the correct answer there. Bit of a tricky one for you. All right, round number 4. On what TV show would you hear the catchphrase, "The tribe has spoken"? That would be Survivor. Survivor. Number 2, on the Flintstones, Barney and Betty's strong child is named Bam Bam. Number 3, Bart Simpson's shorts are blue. He has blue shorts. Number 4, Tina Fey created a show called 30 Rock. 30 Rock. And number 5, folks, the 1980s television show that had a theme song that popularized the phrase "Skinamarink." That show is called The Elephant Show. It's called The Elephant Show. So I will give you half a point if you said Sharon, Lois, and Bram, because it is starring Sharon, Lois, and Bram. But that show was called The Elephant Show. All right. I can hear everybody groaning at me for that one right now. But anyway. All right. Movie trivia number 6. La La Land is set in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles. Number 7, the animated comedy. That's called The Angry Birds Movie. I have not seen that one. I can't give that a recommendation. But anyway, number 8. What is the name of the movie from the line, "You can't handle the truth"? That movie is called A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men. Number 9, Chunk was a character in which 1985 movie? That movie's called The Goonies. The Goonies. And number 10, folks, the worldwide highest grossing G-rated movie. This is a tricky one because actually, prior to 2019, the answer for years and years was The Lion King. But recently that has changed. The correct answer is Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 is the correct answer for question number 10. All right, on to your Name 5 questions. Your last couple here. So here we go. There was only 5 options here, so I hope you got them. The first 5 words that represent letters of the International Radio Alphabet. A is for Alpha. B is Bravo. C is Charlie. D is Delta. And E is Echo. I hope I didn't turn anybody's Amazon Echo, or was it Amazon Echo? Anyway, there you go. Question number 2. In 2007, the AFI had their top 100 greatest films of all time. Name 5 movies from the 70s. So, like I said, folks, I'm going to list all 22 options here. For each one you get correct, mark it off. But only 5. You're only allowed to submit 5. So, if you didn't submit just 5, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to cross off all the ones except for 5. Ready? Here we go. 10 seconds. For those on Cat Watch, now the cats are kind of like asleep, cuddling together. It's pretty adorable. But anyway. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Here are those 22 films. We have The Godfather, Star Wars, Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Apocalypse Now, Annie Hall, The Godfather Part 2, A Clockwork Orange, Taxi Driver, Jaws, MASH. Yes, it was a movie too. Nashville, Cabaret, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Network, The French Connection, American Graffiti, All the President's Men, Rocky, The Deer Hunter, Patton, and The Last Picture Show. So those folks were all from the 1970s. If you got those for each correct one, mark it off, but only 5. Hopefully you only had 5. And question number 3, folks. Name, again, only 5. Name 5 out of the top 15 most Google searched people by Canadians in 2019. So here we go. Here's the list in order. Number 15 on that list is Billie Eilish. Once again, as this list goes on, you're going to realize these are not necessarily popular people, but people that really people don't know much about, that they wanted to learn about. So anyway, so once again, 15 was Billie Eilish. Number 14, Jagmeet Singh. Number 3, Jeffrey Epstein. Number 12, Nipsey Hussle. Number 11, Jordan Woods. I'm going to get this next last name wrong. I do it every time. But number 10, Lori Loughlin. Or Loughlin? Anyway, the person from Full House. The one that's in a lot of trouble. Number 9, Kevin Hart. Number 8, Jussie Smollett. Number 7, Antonio Brown. Number 6, Kevin Durant. I remember Googling Kevin Durant to make sure he was not going to play in that last game. But anyway. Number 5, Cameron Boyce. Number 4, Luke Perry. Number 3, this happened at the end of the year, but thousands and thousands of people Googled for number 3, Dawn Cherry in November. Number 2, Bianca Andreescu. And number 1, by a huge margin, Kawhi Leonard. So, folks, I hope you got a couple points there. That's a bit of a tricky question for sure. So, at this point, I'm going to remind you again, add up your scores. Please send them on over to us. Either you can take a picture or scan or whatever works for you. Please send us your team name and your score to the email that Miranda has posted in the YouTube comments, jeff@hostwantedproductions.com. Now, if you do that, we'll be able to hopefully get our scores together very quickly. And because some people missed this the last time, all our team standings will be posted on our website. So make sure to check out our website, hostwantedproductions.com. We will be posting all the team scores once everybody gives them to us. I'm going to take one last opportunity, folks, to say thank you to the Joseph Brand Hospital Foundation for having us tonight. And thank you to everybody who's donated so far. It's not too late to donate, that's for sure. We've raised over $1,200 for this amazing cause. So if you can, and you're able to, folks, please reach deep down into those pockets and give whatever you can to the Joseph Brand Hospital Foundation to help with COVID-19. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a good time tonight. Thank you very much for inviting us into your homes. Like I said, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Jeff and Miranda's Trivia Nights for updates and future nights. We have another virtual trivia night coming very shortly. Stay tuned. And check out tonight's results at www.hostwantedproductions.com. All right there, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Thank you very much.